Hello, welcome back to the road to episode 8, my ongoing series where I chart the road to the release of Star Wars episode 8 in December 2017. It is the 15th of July 2016 and it is Celebration Europe. It started today, day one over in London. They got the big Star Wars celebration convention going on. It kicked off today, this morning. I woke up and turned on the Mark Hamill panel, which was the kind of the kickoff panel show for the whole convention. And again, just like last year, I covered the celebration for, I think it was California that they did it in last year. I kind of did a video for every day and talked about some of the news coming out of it. I have to give Disney or Lucasfilm or both or someone else credit for the idea and the fact that they are streaming all of this live on YouTube for free, you know, with great production values. You get to see everything, you get to hear everything. And you know, last year we got the Force Awakens trailer, we got to see it at the same time as everyone else. There was none of this secretive kind of, you know, mobile phone record. Well, there were mobile phone recordings, but there weren't, you know, there was no veil of secrecy. It was all given to the fans for free on YouTube. They're doing the same this year, which is fantastic. I would have loved to have gone. It's in London. It would have been easily doable, but my trip ended at the 6th of July. So I missed it by about 10 days if I just stayed a little bit longer, but the flights were too expensive, so I couldn't. And I would have loved to have gone and met Mark Hamill. That is a dream of mine to meet him. But I got to see his whole panel. He did kind of like a one-man show. There was no host or moderator. He came out on a chair and took questions from fans basically for the whole hour. Went off on tangents and stuff, and I kind of felt like some of the people who were queuing up and waiting to ask questions and some of the people who didn't get to get to the microphone just to ask questions to him were probably a little bit annoyed about the fact that when someone would ask him a question, sometimes he wouldn't even really answer the question. He'd go off on a kind of related side tangent for about, you know, 2-3 minutes. And I'm sure that some of them were getting a bit antsy. But he was having signed pictures handed out to the people who asked questions, so it was very cool. And also, hang on a second, the Rogue One panel has just started. And they're just, oh, I should turn off the music because they might get me for copyright. They're just showing the opening crawl of episode 4. Interesting. But yeah, the Rogue One panel is starting right now, live. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, and hopefully if we get a new trailer, do a reaction for you in this video. Love the Mark Hamill panel, loads of great stories. He talked about how when he read the script for The Force Awakens, he thought that he was going to appear as Luke Skywalker in the forest during the lightsaber battle, when the lightsaber flew out of Kylo Ren's reach. And he was thinking, oh hang on, this is kind of cool. I'm really sorry. The crawl is now moving and changing. I'm just wondering if they're just going to kick off with the trailer right now. I don't think so. I think this is the intro, really. Yeah, the intro. That was kind of cool. It kind of ended the crawl of episode 4 with like where it stops and says the plans of the Death Star, and then the crawl started to curve and stuff. Kind of cool. All the lights are off, the lightsabers are out, the panel's starting, but yeah. Sorry, I'll get back to that story. He was saying when he first read the script for The Force Awakens, he thought Luke was going to turn up at the end of the forest. When the lightsaber flies past Kylo Ren, he thought that Luke was going to grab it, and he was thinking, wow, what an entrance. And then he saw that it was Rey, and he was like, no, Rey! She hasn't even been trained on Dagobah, and it was kind of funny. Whoa, Gwendolyn Christie is out on the stage. That's interesting. I don't know who from the cast of Rogue One are going to appear on this panel or not. I'm sure we'll see in due course. This might be a very long video, and I'll probably do, I think there's 2 more days on Saturday and Sunday, so I'll try and do videos for those days as well and cover what's interesting to me. Anyway, the Mark Hamill panel is a lot of fun, some good stories, some I'd heard before, some I hadn't. Very enjoyable. Check it out, and you can just go watch it for free. It's awesome. You know, it feels like about 10 years ago you would have to have paid, you know, StarWars.com. They had this, I think, Hyperdrive membership where you pay money and you get to see webcam stuff from the set of Revenge of the Sith. So this feels like it would be one of those kind of premium content things. See the whole live stream, you know, if you pay $9.99 or something, but it's all for free on YouTube, and you've got to give them credit for that. After that, there was a panel about Ashoka, I think is her name, a character, a Twilight character from the you know, the animated series and stuff. I'm not really into that yet, so I didn't really watch that. There was a Star Wars archaeology thing where they kind of had people who worked on kind of just the models and things like that. They had John Knoll, who has worked on Rogue One, but he also worked on the original Star Wars, I'm pretty sure, or at least, you know, he was involved in the making of pretty much all the Star Wars films, and he talks about how he is recreating the model of the Death Star from the original film for Rogue One. he showed this really cool video where he'd made a digital set of the Death Star hangar bay that you can use on VR and kind of walk around. It looked incredible to be able to do that. I don't think it's available or anything, but he did it as kind of like a hobby project, he said. It looked really cool. So there's some good stuff going on. In between, they have kind of hosts speaking to people who are involved in Star Wars. They just had the guy who played Admiral Piet in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi talk to him about his role in the film. So they have people. They had the creators of BB-8 were there. So lots of little cool things, and there's fans there waving at the camera and stuff. It's a lot of fun, and it's cool to watch this stream. Gwendolyn Christie seems a little bit emotional there. I don't know what she was talking about. I'm not sure. Anyway, right, so Rogue One panel is starting now. I'm just going to watch it and give you my thoughts maybe as it goes, or maybe at the end, I don't know, and if there's a trailer, I will react to it. Oh yeah, remember how in the last video I said that if anyone had played the Force Awakens Lego game to let me know what they thought of it and stuff. People sent some comments. Prodigon sent one in saying that there's a demo you can play. So I went ahead and I played the demo. So if you want to see me live stream, well, it's not live anymore, but if you want to see my live stream archive of playing the whole demo of Star Wars The Force Awakens Lego, it's on my gaming channel, Razor Reviews Plays. The link is in the description of this video to that channel, and you can see me have a blast playing for about 45 minutes on that demo, which I really enjoyed. Anyway, the panel is filling up now. We got Gareth Edwards, Kathleen Kennedy, John Knoll. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. Here we go. It seems that Gwendolyn Christie was getting a bit emotional, but I scanned back through the stream and she was actually sending out a message to the people who'd been affected by the attack in France yesterday, sadly, so that's why she was getting emotional. And John Knoll, actually, he didn't work on the original Star Wars films. I didn't think he did. I don't know why it came out of my mouth. But I think he said something in the panel earlier about, I worked on this on the original Star Wars film, and I think what he meant was in the 1997 re-releases, because I know that he worked on that. So, and then from then onwards he worked on the prequels and so on, and he's now the head of ILM. And actually Rogue One came from him. It was an idea he had around the filming of Episode 3 when George Lucas and Rick McCallum, who was producing the prequels, they were going to do a Star Wars series. And he had the idea for the Rogue One film. Well, not for the film, but maybe an episode of this show, kind of like a side story. And then it came back when he heard that they were doing standalone films, and he put it forward to Kathleen Kennedy, and that's how the ball got rolling. So I don't think I knew that the idea of this film came from John Knoll, which is really cool, because I mean he's just a guy who does all the effects and the models and the CGI and stuff. But for him to have this idea for a film and to pitch it and then for it to be made is pretty damn cool, I think. They just revealed the poster, the official poster, which is awesome. Like, it looks really, really cool. I really like it. Like, I like that it's not all stars and stuff. It's the beach and then the Death Star. Really, really cool. And Gwendolyn Christie was like, so have you got anything else to show us before the poster? As if the trailer was coming. And I was like, oh, maybe they're just going to show it straight away. But then I realized that there's like about 10 other chairs on the stage. So they're now bringing out all of the cast, Felicity Jones, all of the other characters from the film. Alan Tudyk, who I'm a big fan of, he's there too. So I'm thinking maybe like last year we're going to get to hear from, Mads Mikkelsen is there, awesome, he's there too. Probably like the Force Awakens panel last year, they're probably going to talk about their characters and maybe just give you kind of a brief idea. Forrest Whitaker's there, they got the whole crew there. I wonder if they're still in town for the reshoots. That would make a lot of sense. And yeah, I'm trying to film this video. My cat just continues to cry and 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 cry. Okay, they definitely have to be in the middle of doing reshoots, because Ben Mendelsohn has just come on as his character in the white Imperial robe with Death Troopers in tow. That's kind of cool. And you just have to make do with the cat crying, because she will not stop, no matter what. There's nothing you can do to stop her besides cutting her head off, and I'm not going to do that. So, oh, now he's going off again. So there we go. He came on stage and then he left. Here we go. They're showing something. I don't know if it's a clip or a trailer. Here we go. It's like one of those behind the scenes things.
have as a kid. Everywhere is an amazing show, amazing character. It's about the humanity of it, which just makes the whole thing.
Oh, Warwick Davis is back in there, of course he is. Token Warwick Davis appearance. Cool, real explosions.
And you're actually in this situation. You get something very genuine that you couldn't have planned.
Awesome.
You'll actually compose shots that if we were on a green screen set, you just wouldn't have known were available.
The pressure's so high. Like, we're making a film that's bright, touching, my favourite movie of all time. But then if you're too respectful of it, and you dare do anything new or different, or take a risk, then what are you bringing to the table?
Good point. Lots of running and exploding in this film. So, are we not going to get a trailer? You know? Because I feel like getting a trailer and this is almost too much, you know? And the poster.
This is really where a film crew like this really comes to their own.
Interesting seeing this kind of tropical beach location.
When you were 4 years old,
Like stormtroopers in Caribbean almost. Oh! Wow! That's one of the alien characters that I thought would be CGI, but it looks like it's real. That's awesome. That guy's happy about being a pilot.
May the force be with us.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Maybe that's it. Anyway, that was awesome. That was really cool. Obviously not as eye-goggling as the Force Awakens when they showed at Comic-Con last year, but still really cool to see behind-the-scenes stuff and just to get more glimpses of what the film's going to look like. As I said, it looks like a lot of running, a lot of exploding, a lot of shooting, but that's going to be cool to see in a film. The best thing for me was that alien doing the little laugh thing, because again, I'd seen an image of it in one of the promotional things. I think that leaked storybook thing, and I thought that's got to be a CGI creature, obviously, and how is that going to fit within the gritty tone of this film, and with it being so close to the original trilogy, because as we know with the original trilogy, when you put CGI characters into it, it doesn't look quite as good. Not that I'm saying that Rogue One is going to feel exactly like the original films, but it's very close to it in terms of the timeline. And so do you want to mess around with doing loads of CGI creatures? But it looked like a real person in a suit, so that's... Unless it was just the best CGI I've ever seen, I couldn't tell the difference, but it looked to me, obviously it was behind the scenes, someone in a suit, and that's always cool, so yeah. Right, I'm going to watch the rest of the panel now. Alright, hearing from the actors has been pretty cool. One of the Chinese guys, his English wasn't very good, and he kind of was rambling on a bit. That was kind of funny, and I almost feel like he spoiled something, but I didn't quite make out what he said anyway. Forrest Whitaker's character, Saw Gerrera, is apparently a character from the Clone Wars animated series, so he is actually a character that's already established in the Star Wars universe, which is kind of cool. I knew that, I forgot to mention it, so there you go. That's all I got to say about it, really. It's kind of cool, but I haven't seen the Clone Wars, so it's not like a, ooh, really cool, but yeah, it's kind of cool. Also, Gareth Edwards told a great story about how they didn't close down, but when the tube station at Canary Wharf in London ended, you know, at midnight, they went in for like 4 hours, dressed up the place, and shot a scene in there. And I've been in that tube station, and I've thought the very same thing Gareth Edwards did, which is that this looks kind of futuristic and cool. And so it's great that they implemented that into the film. Alan Tudyk was really funny. He talked about his character, the robot character, I forget what it's called now. They showed kind of a clip without audio of him with Felicity Jones's character and another guy. So it's cool to see a little clip as well. Still wonder if there's going to be a trailer, but you know, regardless, it's cool to hear them talking about the film like this. Just heard from Mads Mikkelsen about his character. He plays the father of Jyn Erso, Felicity Jones's character. And I remember when it was announced that he was going to be in the film, everyone was like, well, he's going to be a villain, obviously. And Ben Mendelsohn is on stage now as in normal attire, not in his Krennic outfit, which is kind of cool. I was wondering if they were just not going to talk to him. But yeah, he talks about how he's the father of Jyn Erso, he's a scientist, and he may have invented something that is so powerful, and he says so beautiful, it might change the universe. Very interesting. And we got a look at his character as well in costume. Looked very, very interesting and different, not what I was expecting at all. So I like how they cast someone who you would expect would be a villain, and he's playing, it seems, a good guy. But then again, it seems like some of these lines are being blurred. One of the guys there, Riz Ahmed, is playing an Imperial pilot, but it seems like he's on the good side. And then the droid as well is a reprogrammed Imperial droid, so it's very much like, it feels like, you know, the battlefield is there. The lines have been drawn, but they're kind of different people on each side bleeding over to the other sides and things like that. So yeah. Alright, so that's it, I guess. They're showing the behind the scenes reel again, and so obviously there's no trailer, which is disappointing, but at the same time you kind of get more from this behind the scenes reel than you do from a trailer in a way, but it's just nicer to see a trailer sometimes. But you know, we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for that, I guess. And as I said before, and I'll say it again after this, no doubt, they don't really they don't conform to your expectations. You know, they just announced that Vader's in the film. You know, they got the big panel. You know, there was this 3-minute trailer advertised, but it's this behind the scenes reel, and there is no Vader, so they're saving that for a later date. You know, the film is still, I mean, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months from release, so there's a lot of time in which they can release the next trailer. I wonder how they'll deal with it. Like with the Force Awakens, we had multiple trailers. Will we see another Rogue One trailer and then that'll be it, or will we see a couple more? I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens. But yeah, very good. I really enjoyed the panel and stuff. I'm getting more excited about the film now, more enthusiastic about it than I was when the first trailer came out, which was, you know, I thought it looked really cool, but it didn't get me quite as pumped as I thought it would. But this definitely is more good stuff, and I'm liking what I'm seeing from Rogue One so far. Kathleen Kennedy's telling everyone not to take pictures or film. What? They're just showing the sizzle reel again. That's very strange, though. I don't know what... odd. They seem to be kind of trolling the audience there. You know, they've already shown the sizzle reel twice, and then at the end, Kathleen Kennedy's like, "Oh well, you've come all this way. Do you want to see a little something? Do you want to see something, you know, kind of cool?" And everyone's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Right, don't get your phones out. I see people got your phones out. Don't film it." You know, and there's a big thing on screen saying, you know, confidential and everything. So, all right then, okay, here we go. And then they just show the one that we've already seen twice. I don't quite understand that unless there's a trailer at the end of it, which I doubt. So yeah, that was a very weird ending to the panel. Would be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed there was no trailer, but it was very, very cool, and lots to kind of look at and kind of go back and watch this behind the scenes reel over and over again. There's some stuff from the underground Canary Wharf shoot that I didn't notice the first time, so again I was kind of like looking at the camera while I was talking, so I'll have to watch this again and maybe do like a full breakdown of it if anyone wants to see that. And yeah, so there we go, that was it for day one. I think the only thing they're doing now on Celebration is just kind of sitting down, well not sitting down, but like you know, the hosts talking to people about their reactions to the panel and things like that, and probably the reel, and that'll be it. So day two, I'm not even sure what's happening tomorrow, but I'll cover it nonetheless, and I'll see you tomorrow with a video. And I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you enjoyed the Rogue One panel, all that good stuff. Leave your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next video. So I took to Twitter, and apparently we saw the sizzle reel, but they saw another teaser trailer. All I know is that it opens with Jyn Erso as a little girl. It ends with Vader, he breathes, and the place goes nuts. Well, that's kind of bullshit, isn't it, really? That they show you everything, and again, last year we saw the Force Awakens trailer just along with everyone else, but this time they, yeah. At least it makes more sense now, what Kathleen Kennedy said, because it just made it look stupid. If they'd at least made it clear that, hey, here's the sizzle reel again, but guess what? They're not seeing that. They're seeing something different at Celebration. I get that it's cool for the kind of, you know, the people who paid the money to go to Celebration and stuff. They get an exclusive, but still, you know, But still, so there we go. There's a new Rogue One trailer or a new Rogue One teaser, whatever, a clip, but we ain't seeing it. So there we go. That's really disappointing, actually. Kind of an extra boot in, but I still can't complain of what they did show us and what they did tell us about the film. Good stuff, but a mixed bag based on that, I have to say.